Have you ever done everything right only to feel like your own body betrayed you? You bought the low-fat milk for stronger bones, switched to brown bread for fiber, ate your fruits and vegetables faithfully, and yet your lab results show your creatinine climbing higher every single month. You stare at those numbers confused, a little afraid, and you ask yourself, what more can I possibly do? I'm Dr. Richard Hale, and if you've ever felt that way, I need you to listen closely, because what I'm about to share could change the way you see healthy food forever. The truth is, many people over 60 are being quietly misled. They trust foods that once nourished their bodies in youth, not realizing those same foods can silently poison their kidneys as they age. The danger doesn't shout, it whispers. There's no pain, no warning, until one day fatigue creeps in, ankles start to swell, or a familiar lab test suddenly shows another rise in creatinine. By that time, the damage is already taking hold. But this isn't hopeless. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Because once you understand what's happening inside your body, you can turn it around. Science has uncovered why certain good foods become toxic for aging kidneys, and more importantly, how a few simple natural choices can help your kidneys heal, flush out toxins, and regain strength you thought was gone for good. Over the next few minutes, I'll reveal the hidden foods that silently raise your creatinine and then show you the 4 powerful guardians that can restore balance from the inside out. So before you pour another glass of milk or reach for that slice of whole grain bread, stay with me. This isn't another diet lecture. It's a wake-up call that could save your kidneys, your energy, and your life. Let's begin with the food almost everyone grew up believing was good for them: milk. For generations, it's been the symbol of strength poured into every glass with the promise of stronger bones and better health. But as we grow older, that same comfort can quietly turn against us. I remember one of my patients, Helen, a 67-year-old retired teacher, who proudly told me she never missed her morning routine of oatmeal and a tall glass of milk. She believed she was doing everything right, yet her creatinine kept creeping up and fatigue became her new normal. When I explained why, she was stunned. As kidney function begins to decline, your body can no longer flush out phosphorus and potassium efficiently, the very minerals found abundantly in milk. Each glass adds to a hidden buildup that forces calcium to leach from your bones while straining your kidneys to filter what they can't handle. The result: fragile bones and tired, overworked kidneys. Science has been sounding this alarm for years. A long-term British medical journal study of more than 61,000 women revealed that those who drank 3 or more glasses of milk a day had almost double the death risk and 60% more hip fractures than those who drank less than 1. Moderation is your secret weapon. Limit dairy to half a cup of milk or 1 ounce of soft cheese like brie or goat cheese. Choose comfort that nourishes, not harms. Because protecting your kidneys isn't about giving things up, it's about redesigning habits to help them thrive. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the next healthy food looks even more innocent, and that's exactly what makes it dangerous. If milk was the silent thief, then this next one is the quiet trickster. The food that wears a health halo so bright it fools even the most careful eaters. For decades, we've heard that brown is better than white. Whole wheat bread over white brown rice over white rice. It sounds smart, right? But when it comes to kidney health, that simple rule can quietly backfire. I think of Thomas, a 65-year-old retiree who proudly told me he had cleaned up his diet. He swapped every white carb for the brown version, believing it would save his heart and his kidneys. Yet his creatinine continued to rise. The reason hides in the grain's outer layer, the bran where phosphorus is most concentrated. In healthy kidneys, that's no big deal. But for aging kidneys, excess phosphorus builds up in the blood, forcing calcium out of your bones and into your arteries. Over time, this creates the perfect storm for brittle bones and hardened blood vessels. Numbers don't lie. 1 slice of whole wheat bread has around 57 milligrams of phosphorus, while white bread has roughly half that amount. Brown rice can pack more than 160 milligrams compared to just 70 in white rice. It's not the color that matters, it's the mineral load. Here's the fix: look for bread labeled no phosphate, additives, choose smaller portions, and pair carbs with lean protein or healthy fats to slow absorption. Balance always beats perfection. You don't have to fear food, just understand it. But just knowing this isn't enough because the next hidden culprit doesn't come from grains at all. It comes from what most people call strength itself. If bread and rice quietly overload your kidneys, red meat launches a full-scale assault. For years, it's been the symbol of strength and vitality, the steak that rewards a long week of discipline and effort. But for aging kidneys, that very meal can ignite a hidden three-front war. I'll never forget Mark, a 70-year-old former construction worker who sat in my office frustrated. "Doc," he said, "I've cut out sugar, I've stopped drinking, I only eat good protein, steak, eggs, red meat." Yet his creatinine kept rising and his energy was fading fast. When we dug deeper, the picture was crystal clear. Red meat breaks down into acidic compounds that force your kidneys to neutralize them day after day, wearing down your natural filtration system. Meanwhile, gut bacteria convert meat proteins into toxic molecules like TMAO that travel through the bloodstream and inflame delicate kidney tissue. And it doesn't stop there. High levels of phosphorus and purines in red meat raise uric acid-forming crystals that scar the filters from within. A massive 15-year study of over 60,000 adults found that those who ate the most red meat had a 40% higher risk of kidney failure. But there's hope. Replacing even one serving a day with fish or poultry can lower that risk by 60%. Healing isn't about deprivation, it's about smarter swaps. Let your plate work with your kidneys, not against them. But just knowing this isn't enough, because even when you fix your proteins, another hidden danger waits quietly behind shiny metal lids. Even if you've swapped red meat for fish and started eating lighter, there's another danger hiding right in your pantry, one that comes wrapped in shiny metal and labeled low-fat, light, or healthy. I'm talking about canned and processed foods, the silent salt bombs that overwhelm your kidneys one spoonful at a time. I remember Maria, a 72-year-old woman who loved her soups. She told me proudly, "Doctor, I only eat vegetable and chicken noodle, no fried food anymore." But when her ankles began to swell and her blood pressure shot up, the mystery unraveled. Her daily sodium intake was over 3,000 milligrams, most of it from canned meals. The kidneys, already tired, were drowning in salt they couldn't flush fast enough. Every extra pinch of sodium pulls more water into your bloodstream, raising pressure inside fragile kidney filters until they tear and scar. Science confirms that a 2024 meta-analysis showed people who ate the most ultra-processed foods had a 25% higher risk of chronic kidney disease, and every 10% increase in processed intake dropped kidney performance another 7%. The fix starts small, read your labels. Stay under 500 milligrams of sodium a day, rinse canned foods under running water, and cook more at home. Within weeks, your taste buds reset and natural flavors return, the sweetness of carrots, the warmth of real broth. True healing isn't about eating less, it's about tasting more. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the next danger doesn't come from salt at all. It hides in the very fruits and vegetables we trust the most. Now here's where things get truly surprising. The next threat doesn't come from processed food or salty snacks, but from the very fruits and vegetables we've been told to trust without question. Bananas, avocados, potatoes, even tomatoes, bright, colorful, and heart-healthy. Yet for aging kidneys, these heroes can quietly turn into villains. I remember George, a 69-year-old retired teacher, who prided himself on his morning smoothie banana spinach avocado every single day. "Doc," he said, "I've never eaten cleaner in my life." But his blood work told a different story. His potassium had skyrocketed to 6.1 millimoles per liter, a level that can trigger fatal heart rhythm changes. You don't feel it coming. No pain, no symptoms, just a silent overload called hyperkalemia. Here's why it matters. When kidneys weaken, they lose the ability to excrete excess potassium. That buildup slows the heartbeat and in severe cases can stop it altogether. Experts from the Kidney Disease Outcomes Initiative warn that patients with advanced CKD should keep potassium between 2 and 4 grams per day. To put that in perspective, one large avocado or one baked potato can nearly hit that limit. But you don't have to give up nature's colors, just choose wisely. Opt for apples, red grapes, blueberries, or pineapple. And if you love your veggies, try the leaching method, soak and double boil high-potassium foods to remove much of the excess. Balance doesn't mean restriction, it means safety through awareness. But just knowing this isn't enough, because next comes the turning point, the 4 true guardians that can actually help your kidneys heal from within. After hearing about so many hidden dangers, it's easy to think every food is an enemy. But that's far from the truth. Nature also gives us quiet protectors, foods that don't just avoid harm, but actually help your kidneys repair and restore balance. Now let's shift from the hidden threats to the 4 powerful allies that work like natural medicine inside your body. Let's begin our journey of healing with something unexpected: chili peppers. Most people associate chili with heat and discomfort, but inside that fiery kick lies one of the most underrated kidney protectors on earth. I once treated Daniel, a 66-year-old chef who thought spicy food was worsening his health. When he cut it out, his blood pressure climbed and his creatinine barely improved. We reintroduced mild chili into his meals, and within months, his inflammation markers began to drop. The secret lies in a compound called capsaicin, the same molecule that gives chili its burn. Capsaicin triggers the body's natural anti-inflammatory response, improves circulation, and helps the kidneys filter blood more efficiently. Science backs this up. A 2019 study of more than 8,400 adults in China found that those who consumed small daily amounts of chili had an 18% lower risk of chronic kidney disease, and those who ate up to 50 grams a day saw that risk drop by nearly half. The key is moderation. Too much heat can irritate the stomach, but half a cup of chopped chili or a sprinkle of powder each day is enough to spark healing without discomfort. And skip sodium-heavy sauces. It's the pepper itself that holds the power. Chili proves that not everything spicy is bad. Sometimes the fire on your tongue cools the inflammation inside your body. But just knowing this isn't enough, because not every hero burns bright. Some heal quietly in silence, with comfort and calm. Not every protector needs fire to heal. Some do their best work in silence, bringing calm where your body has fought too long. One of those quiet heroes is cauliflower, a vegetable most people overlook as boring or bland. But for your kidneys, it's nothing short of a blessing. I remember Linda, a 68-year-old woman who told me she missed mashed potatoes more than anything. Her doctor warned her about high potassium, so she gave them up completely. When I suggested creamy mashed cauliflower, instead she smiled, but didn't believe it could ever compare. A week later, she came back beaming. "Doc, it tastes like peace," she said. And she was right. Cauliflower's strength lies not in what it adds, but in what it leaves out: very little potassium, phosphorus, or sodium, giving tired kidneys a break. Half a cup of mashed potatoes contains about 260 milligrams of potassium, while cauliflower has barely 90. That's a 65% drop in kidney strain with a single swab. It's also rich in vitamin C and antioxidants that lower inflammation and support immunity. 2 key defenses for anyone managing chronic kidney stress. Steam it, mash it, or blend it into soups. It adapts easily to your favorite meals without harming your kidneys. Cauliflower doesn't shout for attention. It simply helps your body heal quietly from the inside out. But just knowing this isn't enough, because while this one heals in calmness, the next food restores your energy through color, sweetness, and life itself. After the calm of cauliflower, it's time to bring color back to the table, because healing doesn't always have to taste plain. Berries prove that sweetness and strength can live in the same bite. Blueberries, strawberries, and cranberries are more than just fruit. They're nature's defense system for your kidneys. I remember Evelyn, a 70-year-old woman who followed every rule, yet still struggled with fatigue and inflammation. Her CRP, a marker of inflammation, was sky high. I asked her one simple question: how many colors are on your plate each day? She laughed and said, mostly beige. We added half a cup of blueberries and strawberries to her breakfast, and within weeks her energy returned. Her labs improved, and she called it the miracle of color. Science agrees. A 2021 meta-analysis of 44 clinical trials showed that anthocyanin-rich berries significantly lowered CRP and cholesterol, 2 major drivers of kidney inflammation. And unlike most fruits, berries are naturally low in potassium, just 57 milligrams per half cup, making them safe for most kidney-friendly diets. You can blend them into smoothies, mix them with yogurt, or eat them plain. Just skip fruit juices and dried versions. They're sugar traps with none of the healing power. Real berries work because they fight the silent storm of inflammation that ages your kidneys. Vibrant, delicious, and healing from the inside out, they're the proof that nature's sweetest gifts can also be its strongest medicine. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the final protector, the Golden Guardian, holds the secret to uniting kidney health with heart health itself. Every story needs an anchor, and for your kidneys, that anchor is something golden, simple, and ancient, extra virgin olive oil. It's not just a cooking ingredient, it's therapy in a bottle. I remember Arthur, a 71-year-old man who came to me saying, "Doc, I've replaced every bad habit except butter." His cholesterol was climbing, his eGFR slipping, and his inflammation markers were high. I asked him to make just one change: swap every spoon of butter or vegetable oil for extra virgin olive oil. 3 months later, his labs looked completely different. His cholesterol dropped, inflammation quieted, and his kidney numbers stabilized. What makes olive oil so powerful is a compound called oleocanthal, a natural anti-inflammatory that works like ibuprofen, but without the kidney-damaging side effects. It calms inflammation, protects blood vessels, and improves circulation, helping your kidneys and heart work in harmony. In a 2021 clinical trial of patients with chronic kidney disease, those who consumed 40 milliliters of extra virgin olive oil daily for 9 weeks showed significant improvements in kidney filtration, lower cholesterol, and reduced inflammation markers. The key is purity. Use 1 tablespoon a day, drizzle it over salads or steamed vegetables, and never fry at high heat. Store it in a dark bottle away from light to preserve its healing compounds. Extra virgin olive oil proves that real medicine often starts in your kitchen, not your pharmacy. But just knowing this isn't enough, because the true transformation happens when all these small choices come together one day, one meal, one act of care at a time. So today we've walked through both sides of the story, the foods that quietly harm your kidneys and the powerful allies that can help them heal. And if you've stayed with me until now, that already tells me something important about you. You're not giving up. You're choosing to understand your body, to protect it, and to take control of your health one step at a time. Remember, protecting your kidneys isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. Every small choice matters. Every glass of water you drink, every time you check your labels, every meal you cook at home, it all adds up to a healthier future. Here's my advice. Stay consistent. Move your body a little each day. Manage your stress. Keep your blood pressure in check, and build your plate around foods that love your kidneys back. Don't wait until a lab result tells you there's a problem. Prevention always beats treatment. And if this video opened your eyes or gave you hope, don't let it end here. Save this video so you can come back to it anytime you need a reminder, and share it with someone who might be struggling in silence. Knowledge can save lives, but only when it's shared. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications, because I post new science-backed tips every week to help you strengthen your kidneys, your heart, and your overall health. You deserve to live strong, clear-headed, and free from fear. And never forget this: your kidneys are not failing you. They're asking for your care. The moment you start listening, everything begins to change. Healing isn't a miracle, it's a partnership, and it begins right now with you. I'm Dr. Richard Hale, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay informed, stay hopeful, and take care of yourself. You only get one body, so treat it like it's worth everything.